Hello everybody, my name is WiseTV, back again with another video. Today we are doing another highly requested video, except this time it's a r/entitled parents crossover with a little bit of pro revenge. It's going to be about a half and half video, and I think you guys will really enjoy it. But anyway, let's get straight into the entitled parents part of this video, then we'll switch over to pro revenge. So I'm a female, 17, and this is my entitled parents story. My auntie and her 3 children came to Texas to visit us for the weekend. I wasn't happy because her oldest son, who's 19, would always pick on me when I was younger. It was the first time in 10 years that she visited. She comes into our house with her oldest son and younger son who's 12 and her younger daughter who's 8. I put on my best fake smile and say hi. I tell the 2 youngest that they can go upstairs and play on my Xbox until it is supper. I sit down beside my twin brother and my mom. I do lots of editing / Photoshop, etc. And Final Cut Pro X is my software of choice. I got a 15-inch MacBook Pro a few months ago because of this, as my 2013 iMac wasn't cutting it. As everyone is talking, me and my brother are using our phones because our mom said we had to be down there to catch up with everyone. Entitled Aunt goes upstairs to see the house. I follow her and offer to show her around the house. When she goes up there, she sees my MacBook and asks, "Whose is that?" This is how the convo goes down. EA equals Entitled Aunt, me equals me, or Krusty.
Krusty, whose laptop is that?
Oh, that's my laptop.
Can I hold it?
Sure. She holds it.
Wow, Krusty, this feels nice. Can I keep it?
Absolutely not.
I'll pay you. This was probably like $500.
That's my $5,000 laptop. I worked my butt off for this thing. I'm not just gonna give it to you.
Krusty, I deserve it. I haven't seen you in 10 years and you don't even give me a gift?
Is that my fault? I don't think so.
Well, since you won't give it to me, you shouldn't be able to use it either.
This hoe opened the laptop and threw it on the ground, then stepped on it with her high heels. If we had carpeted floors, the laptop probably would have been fine, but we don't, and once she stepped on it, I knew it was done. I called my mom and dad and they come running up. My mom asked why she did it and she literally mumbled, "Because she wouldn't give it to me." She and all her children are banned from the house. I am turning 18 in less than a week, so I wait until I'm officially an adult to be able to sue her for damages. Wish me luck. Wow, in that case I'm gonna go break a Lamborghini since I can't have it. That's a ridiculous analogy, but it's the truth and what this woman is saying, except to a different extent. And that's a perfect example for an entitled person expecting a gift just because they weren't there for 10 years. You're not entitled to receive anything. A gift is a gift. That means you shouldn't feel obligated at all to give a gift, so therefore it isn't a gift. So this happened about 2 weeks ago. My girlfriend works in this complex that has a McDonald's in it. If she has a 4-hour shift and we have plans afterwards, I usually just hang out at the McDonald's, and sometimes I get myself a little something if I haven't eaten yet. This was the case on this day. I order myself a McDouble, hash brown, and a McChicken. I hear a woman, entitled mother, scoff behind me when I place my order. I'm used to people being assholes about my weight, so I barely even recognize it. I did notice, however, that when I was waiting for my order that she hadn't ordered anything but was standing at the food pickup eyeing me down. Weird, but whatever. The worker calls my order number and I walk to the counter to get it. That's when entitled mother walks up and tries to snatch it out of the worker's hands. "Sorry ma'am, but that's my order." I show her and the worker the receipt, which had the same number as the bag of food, obviously.
"Well, you obviously don't need it. Look at all of you."
"Yes, I'm quite gorgeous, thank you."
"Ew, God no, look how fat you are. If you eat any more, you'll have a heart attack."
"Good to know." I grab my food and try to leave.
"My daughter wants basically this exact order and you don't need it, so hand it over."
She's grabbing at the bag and now I'm the fatty protecting my food. Yes, I found / still found this funny, don't worry. "Okay, give me $20 and you can have it."
"First off, you paid $6 for that. My daughter is 6, so she deserves it."
Well, if this is gonna give me a heart attack, I'd hate to think what it would do to your sick daughter. I head to my truck at this point because I've caused enough of a commotion and I feel I've pissed her off to my satisfaction. I hop in my truck and start reversing out of my spot. Out of the corner of my eye, I see what looks like someone trying to run over to my car. I look and I see entitled mother sprinting towards my car and see her yeeting herself into the front bumper. Now this is my dad's truck and it's his baby. We paid a good 50 grand for this beauty and God help anyone trying to mess with it. I also love the thing to death, so I'm beyond livid. Me shouting, "What is wrong with you, you stupid idiot?" The entitled mother tries to draw a crowd.
"This fatty just tried to run me over. Someone please help me."
By some crazy blind luck, there was a police car waiting in the drive-thru. In full view of what just happened, he reverses out of the drive-thru and parks behind the truck.
"Oh, officer, thank God. This man just tried to run me over after stealing my food. Arrest him now."
"Ma'am, I saw you run into the truck. I was waiting in the drive-thru line."
All of the color drains from entitled mother's face. She starts booking it down the street, but the cop caught up to her real quickly and detained her. She was sitting in the back of the car, cuffed and just glaring at me as I told him everything that happened, from her trying to take my food to what she did to the car. He got statements off of people and a few employees who witnessed everything. She ended up being charged for harassing me in the store and damaging the truck. Don't try coming between a thick boy and his food. Now, everyone's gonna be in the comments like, this is BS, of course it's happened. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. It's still an interesting story, right? That's why you never get between a thick boy and his food. I'm a thick boy just with high metabolism and I love all my food. If someone tried to steal it, ooh, there's gonna be an issue. But anyway, she deserved what she got, if this was real of course, because she is one snobbish mother, and especially judging someone's weight. I'm sure she's not perfect either, so she needs to shut up. Background. It was my 14th birthday and me and my close friends were eating pizza and cake at the park. At the park, me and my friends just finished eating my cake and decided to play truth or dare on the benches by the park. The park wasn't very packed because it was a bit after school ended. The game of truth or dare got a little bit intense as we were teenagers. The dares led to making out, etc. After we played for about 15 minutes, a little girl came over and asked my friends if she could play. Keep in mind, this girl looked about 9 or 10. Of course, me and my friends said no. Surprisingly, she handled it well. She said okay and skipped back over to her mom sitting by a tree. About 10 minutes later, someone tapped on my shoulder and I turned around. It was a woman with her kid hiding behind her in tears. It was the same girl as before with her mom. I said, "Is there something I can do for you?" The entitled mother rolled her eyes and said, "You and your friends." When she said friends, she gave one of the boys a dirty look. "Won't let my daughter play with you." One of my friends started laughing. "It's not funny. You teenagers think you can be rude to young children just because you're older." My best friend snapped at her and told her it was my birthday and the games we were playing are not appropriate for a young child. She told her that we had a right to not hang out with her child and they should leave us alone. The entitled mother looked like she was gonna explode and started cursing us out. Me and my friends decided we should just go back to the house and finish there. We started walking and we thought everything was okay. Once we got home, there was a knock on the door. I looked through the door hole and saw it was the entitled mother. Now I was getting scared. Me and my friends were freaking out because this crazy hoe followed me home. I told her I'm calling my parents and she ran off with their kid. I told my dad the next day and all he did was laugh. I haven't been at that park since. The first thing I think when I read this is that she started cursing them out in front of her 9 or 10-year-old daughter, which is a horrible influence. If you're gonna have a child, you're gonna have to be responsible around them, and no one said she was entitled to let her kid play with them. She needs to mind her own business and go knit some scarves or something. I don't know, something mothers like to do with their children. Go play in the sandbox. There's plenty of other things to do. Just mind your own business. It's not that hard, it really isn't. What's that noise? Oh, it appears it's time for the pro-revenge section of this video. Let's get into it. This all happened in 2008. I was 18. I had just gotten a job in a new restaurant basically next door to me the summer after I graduated high school. The owner of the restaurant, we'll call him Ken, was an immigrant from Syria, relevant later in the story. Ken had spent most of his life in the States managing restaurants in Boston, but moved to our area to help some of his family with their struggling business. In the beginning, things were going well. We had a steady flow of customers and some pretty good food. About a month in, however, things shifted. Ken bought a new Mercedes and house. I thought nothing of it and he just moved to the area 2 months prior. Then things got bad. He closed on his house and made his employees move everything for him. Servers, dishwashers, busters, everyone. He said if we didn't, we'd be fired. So we did. He then started taking vacations and leaving his head chef, who has never even been on a professional kitchen before this job, in charge. He was overwhelmed and just told us all to screw off whenever we had an issue. Fast forward 4 months, Ken is now not paying employees. We started losing a lot of help. It's almost the end of summer and in a few weeks I'll be quitting for college anyway, so I stuck it out. I started working 13 to 16 hour shifts 6 days a week, which promised good money. I was at this point promoted to head of house and even got a raise, even though I wasn't getting paid. I worked about 3 weeks that way, around 84 to 96 hours a week at $15 an hour. I then learned that one of my only friends there, a Mexican here on work visa, had not been paid for over a month. He told me that he was afraid of quitting because he didn't want to lose his visa like Ken told him would happen. I was livid. I took my uniform off and stormed to the front of the restaurant where Ken was. It was our dinner rush, which at this point meant 1 or 2 tables of people who'd probably never come back because the food was garbage. I demanded payment for the last 3 weeks, around $3,600 on the spot. He blew up in front of everyone. Normally I'm passive and would back down, but not today. I was pissed. I told him that if he didn't pay me, I was calling the health board, the tax office, we were all getting paid under the table and no taxes were being filed on the business, and the police, and have the place shut down the next day. He paid me. I gave the money to our dishwasher, he needed it more, and told him to take the rest of the night and tomorrow off. The next day, I called the immigration office in our area and explained our dishwasher's situation to see if they could help. I set up a meeting with them for him. I picked him up and away we went. When we got there, they asked if I could just fill out a statement to add to his file. Sure. I wrote everything. A few days later, I heard sirens. The restaurant is basically next door, remember. I look outside and see Ken being handcuffed and put in the back of a squad car and the health department bolting the doors. I walked over to see what was going on. Ken was previously being investigated for fraud, and my statement was the evidence that set the investigation over the edge. I read in the paper some months later about it. In the raid, they found his ledger had shown how much money he had been skimming from the business, over 6 figures, and he was charged on that. Ken was being deported back to Syria, and the rest of the sister restaurants were getting shut down pending further investigation. They never reopened. That just shows a lot of people, when they get a lot of money, not everyone of course, they get cocky and arrogant and start being rude to everyone, which is not okay. He got what he deserved, especially since he's breaking so many laws. Also, at least the guy that wrote this was very nice to that employee and helped him out. It was very kind of him. That sucks for the manager, but that's his fault. So this happened some time ago. I was chilling during a nice summer day, playing at my computer, as always, lol, when I heard our dogs barking. Sometimes I check on them to see what's going on. They were both barking at some random dude, about 15 or 16, who threw a Twix paper in our garden. A stands for arsehole. Oi, you're kidding me, right?
What's your problem?
I couldn't believe it. This random guy just dumped his piece of junk in my garden and then asked me, what's the problem?
What's the problem? Problem is that you just threw something in my garden. Don't you have any manners? Think about the dogs. They could get sick because of you.
He just laughed and walked away. At this point, I got out, took the trash, and dumped it in our trash can. I thought that this was over, but guess what? Every day was something new. Once it was chocolate papers, the next day plastic bags. He even junked a used condom in our mailbox. I got so pissed that the next time he passed in front of my house, I followed him. I eventually found his home and put a plan together. I recovered all my dog's crap from the garden, put it in a bucket, mixed it up with some water, and left it under the sun for an hour. The smell, ugh. Then, at the end of the day, I went to his house. I yelled,
"Hey mate, check this out."
He went to his window just to see me empty a large bucket full of crap at his doorstep. Man, he had a new paint for free. I never heard from him again, and our garden is both junk free and crap free. I just hope that he learned from his mistakes and didn't bother anyone else. Or if he did, I hope that those people had the same idea. Definitely serves him right. Now he's gonna have a mess to clean of his own after making messes on other people's property, also known as karma and pro-revenge. That's definitely a good idea though for all of you guys to keep in mind. If someone litters, just put your dog crap on their lawn. And this is where I'm going to conclude the video today. I hope you guys enjoyed this new crossover. It's a new idea I wanted to try out. Let me know how you liked it down below in the comments section. If you want to join my Discord, link is in the description. At 1,000 members, I'm going to be doing a giveaway. Also, if you want to follow me on Instagram or Twitter, those links can be found in the description as well. I hope you enjoyed this video, and if you are new to the channel, be sure to subscribe. And thank you for watching, and have a great day. I'll see you guys in the next video.